Well, would you look at that? We have arrived at week 13 of the Orion Bowl. Week 12 had a lot on the line, had a lot of playoff implications, and what a week 12 it was. It was pretty unbelievable. I mean, it's made week 13 very, very interesting indeed. A quick recap of week 12. The Iandionapolis Colts, they almost set the record. The week high record is 172.10, I believe. They hit 165.22, which is this week's, needless to say, high score. And big shout out to Tyreek Hill, who put up over 40. And you've got guys like Derrick Henry who are going for 3 touchdowns before the end of the first half. How do you compete with that? He was my opponent last week. I might like to add that I actually put up the second highest score last week. I would have beaten anybody else in the league last week, but obviously I was against the Iandionapolis Colts, who are just on an absolute tear. That win puts them top of the league. They are currently... If the season finished today, they're the regular season champs and they will take home the belt. This belt right here, currently held by Baby Got Dak. You see, it's got Baby Got Dak written on it right there because they are the current magnanimous regular season champs. But this belt could be winging its way to Mr. Forbes, the GM of the Iandionapolis Colts, after that sensational performance. You know, well done, mate, well done. And like I say, a little pat on my... Because whilst I lost last week, actually, it wasn't too bad because I didn't lose my playoff spot because the Harlots, they got the job done against the Suns, which actually puts them into threatening my playoff position, but I'll get more into that later. Baby Got Dak, you beauty! You actually beat the Gorillas, who put up this week's low score of 74.68, which isn't the lowest we've seen, but it was this week's low score. But congratulations to Dak, you did it, buddy, and you've kept me in my playoff spot. So thank you to our current regular season champion. Thanks, champ. I appreciate it. I'll hopefully be able to pay it back down the road. The Legion of Poor Decisions didn't make those poor decisions last week because they got the win. They managed to keep the team with no Namath below me in the league, which is where I want to keep them because I want that 4th spot, baby. I want that 4th playoff spot. And yeah, you know, the Legion, and happy birthday to the Legion as well. Not only did they get the win, but it was their birthday. So happy birthday to Chris, who is the Legion's magnanimous. I'm saying magnanimous a lot today. I don't know why, but yeah, he's there. Brilliant GM who made some good decisions last week. And yeah, congratulations to all of the winners. Especially the ones that kept me in my playoff spot, because interestingly enough, like I said, I was I was cheering the Legion on, and the GM kind of took a little subtle shot at the old Burtimore Ravens, saying, "Yeah, you know, I only want to win to keep you in the playoffs, so that I can play you in the first round." Well, Legion, I outscored you this week, so be careful what you wish for, fella. Be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. You just might get it. Anyway, moving on to the league table. The league table, as I said, the Colts have gone top. They are heading towards the belt. They're heading towards the belt, baby boy. That's right. They're heading straight towards that championship gold, currently held by Baby Got Dak, who had a fantastic season last year. Congratulations again, Baby Got Dak, on your terrific season last year. And like I said, your belt is there, but I haven't got your address, so yeah, what is what it is. So yeah, you know, if the Colts win this week, I think they stay top. To be honest, with that team, I can't see them losing. They're now my favourite to win the whole thing, honestly. They look so good. And there are 2 important numbers this week. 2 very important numbers. Those numbers are 5 and 7. 5 and 7. We have 4 teams on 5 and 7. And yeah, they're all playing for the last playoff position. Currently, if they all lose, if we all just keep losing, then I think I stay above just. But actually, no, that's not true, because this week's game has it all on the line. But I'll go more into that in a moment. But yeah, so we've got all those 4 teams at 5 and 7. So it's really all to play for that last playoff spot. It's really, really exciting stuff, right down to the wire. So let's go on to this week's matchups. We have got Baby Got Dak versus the Iandionapolis Colts. We've got the current regular season champion taking on the team that is currently set to be the regular season champion for this year. Whoa! It's like it was written. You couldn't write this. You couldn't write it. You couldn't script it, you know? The Colts, they're going to be going in with Josh Allen against... I mean, the thing is, obviously, I see why you're doing that. Josh Allen's got a pretty good matchup this week, you know, for the Bills. But the Houston Texans play the Colts this week. Now, the Colts defense, they are rated really highly, but they seem to let up a lot of points. And actually, you know, the offense of the Houston Texans are pretty incredible at the moment. So, I mean, if it was me, I'd play Watson, but hey, you're top of the league, man. You're top of the league. You do you. Because when you've got Tyreek Hill putting up 40 points and Derrick Henry putting in 3 touchdowns before the half, who the fuck cares who you put in at quarterback? It doesn't matter, does it? It just doesn't matter. So obviously, I'm leaning towards the Colts in this matchup. I just think that they've got such a ridiculously good team. I think the Dak's best chance for winning this week lies in the hands of Mr. Nick Chubb and Mr. Julio Jones, if Julio Jones plays this week. But yeah, you never know. Either way, I'm picking the Colts in that one. We've got the team with no Namath going up against the coach's sons. The coach's sons are reeling after that loss last week. And the team with no Namath, they're looking to claim that last coveted playoff spot. And with Ridley, Lockett and Murray, he might just do it. But the Suns have something else to say about that, because they are putting in Kelsey, Jefferson, Keenan Allen, Aaron Rodgers. And you know what? I just think the coach's sons have more weapons. So I am leaning towards the coach's sons in that matchup. I'm taking the Suns to beat Namath this week. And then we have got the Legion of Poor Decisions taking on the Dennis Trey Gorillas. The Dennis Trey Gorillas also going for that coveted 4th playoff spot. But with the Legion having healthy their Wilson, Cook and Carson trio, I'm sorry, but they're scary. And, obviously... the Gorillas have got Kamara and Henderson, and Landry's been on really good form for the Cleveland Browns, but I just do not think it's enough to stop that terrifying trio of the Legion of Poor Decisions. They were originally the Legion of Greatness. I think they're going back towards that kind of greatness. But with that trio of Wilson, Cook and Carson, oh my, I think they're going to be sailing towards a win here this week. And matchup of the week, matchup of the season. The 4th playoff spot goes to the winner of this matchup, regardless of who else wins, because of the heads-up records. It is this matchup. The winner of this matchup will go into 4th place. And that is the matchup between the Burtimore Ravens and the Oakland Harlots. Now, there's a lot on the line here. And I've got to be honest, the Oakland Harlots, they've got a good team out. They've got a good team out. Taysom Hill, he scares me. He scares me a little bit, because you know what? The fella runs in for a lot of touchdowns, and he's really been playing very well. As does Thielen. As does Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams is terrifying, but not quite as terrifying as putting in the Raiders defense going up against the New York Jets, who are terrible this year. The New York Jets cannot look after a football to save their lives, and the Raiders defense are going to be putting up some big numbers. But all is not lost for the Burtimore Ravens, because Rex Burkhead is still on injured reserve. So Mr. James White should have a lot of opportunities. He went into the end zone twice last week, and they're going up against the Chargers, who have not done brilliantly against the run in this season. So I just think that James White, hopefully the production should be there, because I know he's sharing the backfield with Sony Michel and the other fella, I forget his name, but like none of them can go into the slot like James White can. Like neither of those two have the hands that James White have. So James White, I feel like he's going to get more production, especially closer to the end zone, which is going to result in some points for him. I've got the Chiefs defense playing against Denver, who have not protected the ball well at all this season. So we could see some good numbers from them. And also, obviously, Mr. Patrick Mahomes and Mr. Clyde Edwards, hell yeah, going up against Denver should be a good matchup for them, especially since they're at home. But I'm going to have to monitor the situation with Clyde Edwards, hell yeah, because he has had the flu this week. Not COVID, apparently. So he's actually had the flu. Apparently, sources say on Saturday he was feeling a lot better. But is that going to leave him limited in the backfield? Are they going to be is it going to be time for number 26? Is it going to be time to bring in number 26, Mr. Le'Veon Bell? I've got to be honest, I don't really want to be playing two running backs for the same team in that matchup when I've got Robinson, who has been fantastic this season. James Robinson, what a running back he is for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's been one of the only positive things about their offense this season. He's an excellent runner. He's a powerful runner. He smashes people out of the way and he puts up numbers. So I'm going to be playing Robinson, and I think whilst James White is getting that production due to Rex Burkhead being on injured reserve, I've got to play him as well, which only leaves one spot for another running back, and it's either going to be Clyde Edwards, hell yeah, if he's healthy. I'm going to monitor his condition very closely, because if he's not healthy, then it's going to be Mr. Le'Veon Bell. Mr. Le'Veon Bell is going to get all the backfield, which could be fantastic, but I've got to make sure I keep an eye on that situation. Obviously, at wide receiver, I've picked up Juju Smith-Schuster because he had a big week last week, which means he's probably going to have a shite week this week, but we will see. But I do have Mr. Metcalf, Mr. DK Metcalf, who is the number 2 wide receiver in the league, and I'm going to put a lot of my faith in him. And I'm going to pick myself for this matchup. I've got to be positive. I've got to be positive, and I've got to pick myself to win here and take that last playoff position. And normally I would wish everybody luck, but this is the playoffs, bitches. This is where it gets nasty. So I am not wishing luck to anybody that is competing with me for that last playoff position. I hope you all lose. And Harlots, I'm coming for you. I'm coming hard.